I now call this meeting of the Amateur Detective Club to order. My name is Tristan Miller, the Saucy Sleuth.
I'm Melissa Meli, the spy.
I'm Tyler Riley, cop and a half, and I don't appreciate that.
Today's show is brought to you by Audible. Audible is offering our listeners a free audiobook with a 30-day trial membership. Just go to audibletrial.com/adcpod and browse the unmatched selections of audio programs. Download a title free and start listening. It's that easy. Go to audibletrial.com/adcpod. So today we watched the show Poirot.
Yeah, Agatha Christie's Poirot.
Season 1, episode 9.
So close we can taste it.
Mm-hmm.
And it tastes like Eggs Benedict. Benedict. No, okay.
That's good hollandaise down my throat.
We all just had Eggs Benedict after talking about it, recording the last episode. So there's some continuity for everyone that listens.
For those of you playing the home game of how often we talk about food we just ate, we're up to 4 times.
Only 4?
Mm-hmm. The episode is called King of Clubs. Yabba dabba doo. I don't know.
I love these multiple episode recording days. We're so good.
Things get a little tricky.
Silly?
It gets tricky. Yes. So, we start the episode in the desert.
Well, yes.
And then they pan out and, it's a film set. And the acting is fine, but the director is mean.
No.
Okay. Oh, boy.
The acting is horrendous, actually. She's terrible.
Yeah.
She is god-awful.
On purpose, I think.
Yes, I think the actress playing the actress is doing a fine job of being
a bad actress.
A backtress. Is that what you said?
No, but you just did that with your own brain.
Okay. I misheard something and made it blah, 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 blah. But yes, Tyler, please continue.
That's all I
That's
had
it?
to say.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
fair
a
enough.
correction.
Okay. So.
But the director is not helpful.
No.
Yeah.
But not wrong.
Yeah.
Sure, but it's not the best way to get anything out of...
Yeah.
Can you guys imagine if I had just yelled at you through the entire process of Tempest?
Is that not what happened?
Yeah, I thought, yeah.
Guys, I'm the meanest director
She is.
ever.
Yeah. She doesn't let you come in with your own ideas. She doesn't let you...
I believe she called me a backtress at one point.
I don't know what that is, but it doesn't sound good.
That's when you act with your back.
Yeah.
Yeah, some backting.
Yeah, that's good. Backting is great.
Backting is great.
If I can tell what you're feeling from your back,
my neck, my back.
Stop it. Not today.
No, not today. What do we say to Keelan? Not today.
We are coming in with some attitude in this
one.
Okay.
So, the acting is bad. The director is mean.
Poirot and Hastings roll up, looking real nice.
Yeah. The dopest fits. Hastings in this wonderful turtleneck.
Yeah.
And unpopular opinion, I'm up to the brim with these hats.
Oh!
You did it.
No, he didn't. There's a lot of hat in these shows, which is both good and bad. I think fedotos are incorrect. I enjoy...
That's fedoras for those listening at home.
Yeah. Fedotos are incorrect, but a boli-woli, which is what Poirot wears, I enjoy. A Newsies cap is Newsies cap is acceptable if you're trying to form a union, is what I have to say about that.
Welcome to New York. If I only remember the lyrics. We gotta walk.
Newsy?
It's a fine life. Carrying the banner through it all.
I
Newsies, starring Christian Bale.
I don't know her.
So mean director.
Yeah.
Yes.
Poirot and Hastings are there, visiting the set because they know the assistant director, it seems.
Sure.
Yes.
One of the actors is so bad that he gets fired and then physically assaults the director. Almost.
No, like, yes, you're correct. But I was just like, it was the most awkward scuffle I've ever witnessed.
Awkward Scuffle is my favorite punk rock band.
I love their self-titled debut album.
Yes.
But like, whoever like directed or like did I guess I'm assuming they just didn't have a fight choreographer and they were just kind of like
Probably not.
Yeah. It was very uncomfortable.
And also these security guards come in like dressed like
The
they're
Gestapo.
members of the military.
Yeah.
Like they looked like they're cast members in this fake film that they are producing.
Sure.
Yeah.
It was wild. I mean, they could have been instead of the security guards. Maybe that's what it was. They just had actors come in and hold them back. No, that would never happen. I'm kidding.
I might break a nail. I would like
The
to
things
fight.
you do to get in SAG.
Yeah. Something AARP and the acting union is joining forces to but they're still gonna call it SAG, something like that. I don't know.
I like it. My one regret in life
is hearing that joke.
is I was mailed a AARP membership card
Are
when
you
I was
serious?
17. Yeah.
Amazing.
And I don't know what happened to it.
Oh.
I'm so
Was it for
bummed.
you?
Yes, it had my name.
They just
on it.
messed up?
Yeah. They messed up somehow, and they mailed me an AARP
Oh,
card.
you could have been getting
amazing.
All
so
the
many
discounts.
eggs for a discount. Yeah.
Right? Especially with my hairline nowadays. Like, I've been set.
Oh man.
Okay. So there you have two disgruntled employees with the main actor and the main leading lady because they don't like the director.
Sure. And also the director is
Stupid?
no.
No.
I think he's black. Well, he's kind of trying to trap her into sleeping with him.
Yeah. He's trying to shtup.
Yeah, like in the grossest possible way.
But I have a
attempted-
feeling he stooped before. I mean, it's not said.
But his
No.
secretary.
I feel like
There's like a
it's-
secretary that comes in, and
Yeah.
it's like clear that he has shown her favoritism in the past, and then is like not interested anymore. It's gross.
As Jay-Z once said, on to the next one.
And he did, and then he made a mistake.
Yeah.
But yes, so this guy is the worst.
Yeah, possibly. It was like every once in a while in the episodes, you're like, oh, this is the person that's gonna die.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, this is very Murder, She Wrote. Of, Agatha Christie's Poirot.
Yeah.
Because this is setting up this person to be the worst person in the world, and you know he's gonna die. That's what I was gonna say in the last episode. Well, I was like, well, until we get to this next episode where definitely the worst person dies, it's like, oh, wait. Spoiler alert for, 10 minutes from now when we actually get to the murder, he dies.
He does. He goes home, he watches an edit of the film, he's not happy, he goes into his office, and then he...
I mean, can't we just skip to the murder?
Yeah, he just dies. He just dies.
I mean,
Oh, okay. Well, in 30 seconds. Spoiler alert for 30 seconds.
Yeah, and he dies, and for the lead actress discovers the body.
Yeah, we don't see her discover the body, but we do see her going into a house. Pretty cash, taking off her coat, and the woman, it seems, the matriarch of the house, is calling the police. Also, kind of low-key about it. Like,
there's been a terrible
terrible accident. You should probably come. Cool. Thanks. Also,
Go for it.
the car?
Yeah, the car.
Yeah.
All in favor of the car?
Aye. So the assistant director is driving around in the rain. It's raining a lot.
And the doors are bad.
And the doors on this car will not close. It is very bad. My God.
He's in this massive fur coat as well. It makes no sense.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like
So
the.
much.
Have you seen the original BBC production of the Chronicles of Narnia?
Yeah.
No.
It's Mr. Beaver.
Yeah, he looked like Mr. Beaver. Ah, that's my boy.
I don't know this one, but that's okay. I believe you. So yeah, so the assistant director is driving around in the rain, and he almost collides with this other car that's oncoming. I don't know if it's the wrong direction or it's just a really narrow road that goes both ways.
And he's clearly drunk.
Or, like, just in a bad state.
Oh, no, he was clearly drunk.
Oh, he
From
was.
the scene before, he was seen finishing off a drink. He throws it on the ground. He's smoking a cigarette. He yells, and then the next thing you see is him driving.
Oh, see, I have not. I have now watched this episode twice, and both times missed the fact that he was drinking beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And and we see the person.
Yeah, it's
in
the lead
car.
actor.
Yeah, the actor that just got fired off the film.
Yes.
Yeah. So cool. Yeah. So Poirot, Japp, and Hastings, who comes into all the crime scenes for some reason, all show up at the house of this awful director.
Can I take a minute here?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so here's my issue with Hastings as a character.
You don't need more than a minute?
No. Well, basically, from a narrative function, he doesn't make sense. Watson to Holmes makes sense. He's a doctor. He assists with cases. He also writes down what's going on. Hastings, as a person, just is journaling, and he's just like hanging out writing a blog, and he doesn't help with the cases, and he's mostly useless, and just seemingly wanders around, and he doesn't contribute very often.
I agree, and I did have that line of thought while watching this episode as well. Like, it was just very clear to me. While I agree with your points, I do think Poirot needs a companion.
Yeah.
And I think they are, like, the best fits for each other.
Also, I was watching this with my boyfriend this morning, and he said, is Hastings supposed to be the reader? Like, is Hastings us? And I was like, huh.
Yeah.
Yes? Yeah.
Generally in the books, specifically.
Right. Yeah. Like, the dumbest one of us, but yeah.
Yeah.
He's the No Child Left Behind situation.
So they're investigating the murder.
Oh, we're investigating murder.
Yeah.
Not important. Okay.
The body is found next to a window which overlooks the house of the Willows.
It's called the Willows, because houses have titles. Names.
Yeah.
So it overlooks the Willows, and it's the only curtains that were drawn. And so the story is that
the other ones were painted.
And the story is that the actress, after finding the body, had run to the Willows because even though there was a house much closer, the Willows was visible from the window. So she was just like, okay, cool, gotta run there. I can see that, easiest solution. So...
And then they all agreed that they were playing bridge when she showed up.
Oh. Okay, so yeah, we go over to this house, the Willows.
Yeah.
And there's a mom and a daughter, and they say that they're playing bridge when this actress shows up, and they saw her from the window while they were playing bridge.
Because she slammed on it, which is very scary.
That is terrifying.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
I would not open the door.
I know, right?
I would call the police and be like, they can sort this out.
It's the best way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is how you get murdered.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So they let her in, though, and let her stay in a spare bedroom.
She says, let me in.
Yeah. Little pig, little pig.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all it was. Nothing untoward.
All right. No, yeah, we're just doing nursery rhymes now.
I work at a preschool.
Got
Got Mother Goose on the brain, y'all.
It's kind of content you can expect. Yeah, so... Yes.
Yes, and then Poirot and Inspector Japp, they come and they investigate, and there's also
They talk to the actress.
Yeah, they talk to the actress.
And she says that she went there, she discovered the body, and then she ran over to the Willows.
Yes.
And she was there because he was blackmailing her.
Oh, yeah, forcing her to sign another 3-year contract that she didn't want to sign.
Exactly.
Then she went to the Willows, and the Willows called the police, and then they go to the movie director's house.
Yep.
And they go, well, who could possibly do this? And Japp's like, well, there's some homeless people.
Oh, wait, no, They don't go to the film director. They go to the head. He's the head of the studio.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because the movie director then comes.
Yeah, I would say
the assistant director.
Yeah, I would say the person who's the head of the studio is also.
He is the director.
He certainly was directing the scene.
The dead guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, the dead guy.
The dead guy. Yeah, they go to the dead man's home.
And they sit in the room where he was murdered.
Yeah.
You know, just considering clues.
Yeah.
But before that, we are still at the Willows, and the mother of the house had asked them to stay for a sec so that she could tell them, listen, my husband's in really ill health. If it got out that this actress was here, like, it could make him really distressed and, you know, maybe kill him. So it would be great if you could maybe keep this hushed up. And Poirot was like, yeah, sure, no problem. Also looks at the table and is like, so there is, before she comes in, he's sitting in there with Hastings, and he's like, there's a card missing. Yeah. There's a card missing from this table of bridge, and they were playing bridge for like an hour. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
Mm-hmm. No, what card was missing?
It was the King of Clubs.
Dum bum bum.
For everyone who's forgotten, that was the episode title.
Yeah.
Look at your phone right now and go, oh, that's the title of the episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Then they go to the movie director,
producer,
the dead guy's house.
Yeah, the Deadman's house. Hi, I'm Harry Deadman. So Tyler's having none of it this episode. I understand. I barely have any. So they go to the Deadman's home. And in the Deadman's home, they talk to the assistant director that goes, hey, I saw Burt Lancaster, whatever the guy's name is, the other lead actor, driving towards this home, during which they get a phone call saying, oh, he's in the hospital. He crashed his car. He's got a broken collarbone. Oh, wow, geez.
That's what drunk driving does, folks.
Yeah, don't drive. That's my solution.
Fair.
So don't drink and drive, kids.
Yeah, just don't do it.
Don't drink is my solution of doing it. I don't do eating either anymore. Anyway,
I do both, just not together.
Not at the same time.
You know.
As long as as long as you can drink in a way that is a healthy way.
Yeah, responsible.
Yeah.
Dos Equis.
You're not my dad.
I am. I stole your dad, and now I'm him.
I'm not gonna call you daddy.
Good.
Oh boy.
I prefer Padre.
This entire.
You're not my priest.
The priest of these. So
the tension in the room is palpable.
Ow! Like paintball.
Ow! Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ah!
I absolutely did that one on purpose. It wasn't a total accident.
Ow.
Yay, I'm funny by mistake only.
So, basically, Poirot, while he's sorting through the clues there, finds a newspaper clipping of that has a picture of the man who's not doing well from the Willows. Mm-hmm. And he puts two and two together of the actress is his daughter, but they changed name due to a scandal when they moved to England. And so he goes and confronts them about it.
Yeah, he comes in and says, hey, because he gets a family picture from the wall and says, hey, look, it looks like you got two daughters. Who's the other one? Mm-hmm. She's like, well, she died. And he says the words, I'm so sorry to hear you say that. Not, oh, I'm so sorry that she died. I'm sorry to hear you say that. Because he's already figured out, of course, that the actress is her daughter.
Yeah.
So what he...
My actress, my daughter. My actress, my daughter.
Yes. And the actress comes back she's still there, but she's like getting dressed and seems completely fine.
Yeah, and, real relaxed.
Yeah. This is why I drew attention to the fact that she like meandered into the house.
Yeah.
Just super, super chill after finding a dead guy. And anywho, but yes, she comes back downstairs. She's fine. And Poirot's like, so, hey, put together that you were being blackmailed because the dead director guy found out that this guy was your father and he did some weird, shady money stuff a while back and had to change his name.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So, she's like, yeah, So it didn't go down great, but it didn't kill him, right?
Yeah, she did not kill. I did not.
I did not. Sure. Is this the point where he puts together, or does he do that at the other place with Hastings?
Well, he goes back to the dead man's home.
Why are they hanging out there?
To look for clues.
It looks like they've spent a lot of money on that locale. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
I guess
they're gonna
so.
use it.
Like the TV show that we
Yeah.
are watching, Agatha Christie's Poirot. Yeah.
Yes. They go to the home, and Poirot is like, well, there's no murder. And Hastings is like, what? And he's like, well, she was clearly punched in the face, fell back, landed on the chair, and that's an accident.
Right. Basically, so the lead actor and actress were at the house. Yeah. And were like, listen.
Stop it. You're mean.
And so the lead actor punched him in the face, which is why he had, bruising on the front of his head. And he then hit his head on the...
Yeah, on the lions.
Protruding lion.
Yeah, on the protruding lion.
On the protruding lion.
Rawr.
I just want everyone to know that Tristan looked directly at me when he said that, and it was very disconcerting. Yeah. And, yeah, so Poirot's like, oh, no, it was just an accident. No murder here.
Yeah.
I'm just going to totally sweep this one under the rug. And, okay.
A man has died.
And then we go back to filming the movie, right?
Yeah. And the scenes go slightly better.
Yeah, they go slightly better. And there's not as much yelling.
She learned how to count.
She did learn how to count.
That was the thing at the beginning. Mm-hmm, this guy was yelling at her to, count to 5 before she turned and said the line. And she was doing it at the end. It was much better.
Yeah.
But it's so much more productive when you have someone who's not yelling at you and is actually directing you in a helpful manner. Anyway.
Yeah. Have you ever been yelled at by a director?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Tyler?
Yes.
Oh, interesting. Never. I guess I'm just a better actor than I'm so sorry.
I can't wait to cast you in something.
Hi everybody, it's me, Gorgon Two Fingers. That's right, of the newest edition of Amateur Detective Club. I'm gonna be calling all the... Okay. Hi, this is Tristan Miller, the Saucy Sleuth. Thank you for listening, number one. Thank you for putting up with that terrible bit I just did. You can check us out on Twitter at ADCPod, and you can rate, review, subscribe on iTunes. Spread it around if you really like the show. I really appreciate it. You can also check us out on the Scavengers Network, talking like Jeff Goldblum. The Scavengers Network is really great. They have all sorts of great content there. They got a YouTube channel, not exactly sure what that is, but you can check out great podcasts like Historical Hotties, Spooky Spouses, and a bunch of other stuff. You can support this program specifically at patreon.com/Tristan J. Miller. You can pick an episode topic if you would like. There at the $15 level, I think, or maybe even less, because I changed the prices recently because nobody has any money anymore. Oh, the government used it all. I want to thank you very much for listening. Let's get back to the show. But yeah, so that's the end. They both walk into the sunset.
Yeah.
And Poirot's like, another unsolved mystery that we'll have to just ignore. And he's like, okay.
And yeah, and he's like, wink. And he also actually at one point, we skipped this because it wasn't important, comes across Jap, who's like, oh, I just don't know. And he's like, oh, yeah, I haven't been able to put everything together either.
Yeah, so weird.
Yeah. So, I mean, okay, this guy was horrible. I understand why Poirot would be like, everybody's better off that he's dead. No one really, stuck a knife in him. But calling this not murder is...
I can't believe it's not murder. That's a Jerry Seinfeld joke, unfortunately, that I stole.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks, Jerry. That was very funny.
Oh, you're welcome. There we go.
Yeah, Jerry Seinfeld briefly.
Yeah. You're a bad fella. There we go.
Yeah. But, is that, like, wouldn't that be manslaughter, though? Like, wouldn't you still go to prison?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. That's what,
Poirot has turned a blind eye often, which, can I tell you, is frustrating from the standpoint of having watched and listened to Murder on the Orient Express, which is kind of framed as...
the one and only.
Yeah, the thing he never does.
Right.
But in the TV series, he's like, and in the short stories, a lot of the time, he's like, and he also lets people kill themselves. It's very... He's got an interesting moral... He's very chaotic, neutral, true neutral in a way, which is very interesting.
So, is Poirot us instead of Hastings being us?
Because
that's the real food for thought.
No, it doesn't work.
It's just because we didn't like the man also, and we're fine with him dying from a narrative standpoint.
No, I just meant like his arc of like, sometimes murder's not so bad, and like sometimes like.
Have you heard the? Okay, do you all know about Munchausen's by proxy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what now?
Munchausen's by proxy is where like a guardian or parent is, making their child ill.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
To try to get attention.
Yeah.
Which is abuse.
Mm-hmm.
But there's this one case where this woman was doing this to her daughter so badly, and she like got an internet boyfriend, the daughter, and like this girl was sick, like her entire life was not walking, that kind of, it was absolutely awful, like really, her mom had Munchausen's by proxy, and the boyfriend killed the mom.
Yeah.
And then, it came out, and they eventually went to prison for it. And the girl's like, yeah, this is better. Prison's better than... But, I mean, I'm of the school of thought of, like... I know it's not self-defense unless your life is directly in danger at that moment, but I would argue that it kind of is.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but couldn't they also just run away?
I don't
and
know
not murder?
I don't know if they could have.
Okay.
Because she was like 16
I don't
at
know
the
how
time.
old they
Yeah,
were.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They made a TV series about it, I believe.
They did. I think it's on
Hulu.
HBO. Oh, I thought it was HBO. I don't remember.
Maybe it's on HBO.
I'm telling this like third hand. I haven't seen it yet. I've heard a friend talk about this, and I've heard my favorite murder talk about this.
Hulu has HBO attached, so if you have an HBO account, you can get to Hulu. So it's probably from HBO.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all.
HBO is in the home box office?
Yes, the home box office.
Yes.
The Hubbo, if you will. The Hubbo telescope.
Okay. So there's a group of people that are have settled nearby. I would imagine they're the Roma people. That they refer to often by a different name. And I just wanted to bring this up because they were trying to cast suspicion on this group as the murderers.
Right.
And they use very flippantly, as is used often because people don't know enough about the Roma people and their oppression, that they're just constantly referred to by the G word, and it's used to describe people who are, have nomadic hearts and like travel and roam around. And yeah, so maybe don't say that word and look up the history of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is interesting. And it's also, I think, in general, taking from this specific example, how language will change and things get softened, and like things that were meant to be derogatory or slurs for a while get so inundated in the English language that you don't really know that they come from, that sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even like phraseology does that a lot, and Yeah, it's interesting to think about because I've had several discussions of like I've used a word and people are like actually that has negative connotation. I'm like, oh, I know.
Yeah, exactly, and just people don't know. People,
Yeah.
This is especially something that has come into my consciousness in much more recent years.
Yeah.
So that's why I just wanted to share that bit of information because it was not anything that I gave even a second thought to.
Yeah.
When I was younger because I didn't know.
Yeah,
but
it's also one of those
now
things.
we know.
It falls under the kind of the archetypes of like Native American as like a costume as well, which is also interesting. Which is you would never like, well, maybe not never, but you would never dress up as a Hasidic Jew as like a Halloween costume. Probably it's this weird disconnect.
Yeah, there's a lot of yeah.
Yes, Tyler.
Obviously, you guys have been missing your college news.
Oh yeah. People do drunkenly dress up as many ethnic minorities.
Not even drunk. These are sober people.
They
are
no,
sober
totally.
when they arrive and put these costumes on.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah. It's just another thing to add to our consciousnesses and like check ourselves and
What do you rate the episode?
I don't know why we're all looking at Tyler
For
his
we
answer.
always because he is so harsh of a judge that we always defer. At least I do. I'm like, we'll see how Tyler feels.
Before I rate this, I want to see what Tyler says.
I'm gonna give it 3 and a handlebar.
All right.
Not the worst, but also not my favorite. It was more interesting to me, while at the same time being more frustrating as well in certain respects.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a 3. It is just 3. It is just 3 mustaches.
Yeah.
It was, I appreciated the attempt at like red herrings throughout.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was very clear to all of us, like, who at least had something to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
And it gave me there was like a lot more like family drama in this episode, a lot more like secrets than it was like really about
plot
and about anything else.
Yeah.
I thought it was fine. I would watch this episode again, but yeah, I mean, it was pretty middling.
Yeah, it's a 3. Even though we got a murder in this one, which I always enjoy.
Oh no! It was just.
It was just an accident.
It was just an accident.
Sorry. Yeah, and actually, that's kind of that kind of scenario was kind of part of it, because also it wasn't the same as Murder on the Orient Express because that's just a much more intricately crafted story, but like this one did not have me. I wasn't mad that he died, but it was also like, this is a weird way to handle Poirot. What are you doing?
Yeah, because like the person in Murder on the Orient Express kills a baby.
He kills a baby.
Yeah, so there's a certain level of, oh no, you should probably just eat it, huh?
Yeah, and like everybody killed this person.
Yeah.
Like it was multiple, multiple people. Yes, Dave. And like everybody just went in and stabbed the guy. This episode, he just got punched in. Yeah, he got Caesared. But in
Caesar.
In this episode of in this King of Clubs episode, he just got punched in the face and fell into a big chair and was like,
Oopsie.
Wait, was it the chair ultimately? I don't even remember.
The chair was his undoing.
It was so confusing.
That was a big oopsie doodle.
That was it. It was a kind of it was a confusing setup with the whole chair.
This episode gets 2.5.
Yeah, I was gonna say
the more we talk about it, the worse it gets.
Yeah, you kind of have to.
What the bleep was it with the gosh dang King of...
Yeah,
what?
Weird misdirect. It just proved that they weren't actually playing bridge.
Yeah.
But like, that's such a whatever, and it's just, I give it a 2.
And you named the episode that?
You couldn't call it like an actor's delight. I don't know.
I
said a hip hop. A hippie.
I like it last night.
It's a 1.
That joke is a 1. The episode is a 2. And I think we're good. I now adjourn this meeting of the Amateur Detective Club.
Gavel sound.
Oh.
Roar. That's the lion.